Joining the Mile Fly Club this week is the king of reality show competitions.
I was singing and playing the guitar, and instead of my mum being like, write some songs, you might get signed, it was like, just go on X Factor. That was the thing to do, wasn't it?
You were kind of like hoisted out of the judge's house over Ireland, right?
Yeah, Ireland did me over, yeah.
I'm sorry, Jake, I just don't think you're ready yet.
You went from the jungle to
Like, we just got
how
long we got for these reality shows?
From champion of the ice rink to the boxing ring, he's soaring to new career heights.
Quickenden, look at he's done it!
I just wanted to test myself. I had to lose so much weight, and then had the fight, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I loved it.
Quickenden!
However, beyond the successes of reality TV, Jake's been fighting far more personal battles.
I lost my dad at 20, and he was diagnosed with myeloma, which is like a bone marrow cancer. He had it for 6 years, and then he passed when I was 20. And then a couple of years later, my little brother got diagnosed with osteosarcoma. He had tumours in his lungs, he had half his lung out. Then he had one on his spine. There was too many tumours to kind of fight off. And I think he just gave up in the end. I never kind of thought I suffered with mental health until losing them.
Welcome to the Mile Fly Club, your VIP lane to first-class travel tips, tell-all talk and turbulent life tales. Think the Mile High Club, only with more clothes, but no less revealing. Each week, I'll be inviting high-flying, globe-trotting guests to bear all in my club. So if you're searching for some tantalising travel tidbits and a good old gossip, you've arrived at the right destination. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to join me in the Mile Fly Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now reached our cruising altitude. I'll go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
He's the reality champ and mental health campaigner turned MMA fighter, and today he's throwing no punches in the Mile Fly Club. He's been an X Factor contestant, a campmate in the jungle, and the winner of Dancing on Ice. But what's really going down with this seasoned reality star? Welcome to my club, Jake Quickenden. Congratulations. Big hot. Well, many things.
Being on the podcast.
Yes,
woo, yeah.
Congratulations. You made it into the Mile Fly Club. No, you have just announced recently that you are going to be a dad again.
Again. I know. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't believe Leo's going to be 4 in February.
Yeah.
Where has 4 years gone? And now I've just started to get back to sleep again. And we've decided to chuck another one out.
Wow.
Yeah, so another boy.
It's another boy. So that means 3 boys.
3 boys, because my stepson Freddie, yeah.
Yeah.
3 boys.
So how do you cope with that, with a blended family?
I love it. Honestly, I love it. It can be, obviously being a stepdad can be tough because you're always on that kind of fine line between being a friend and a dad figure. But me and Fred have always had this thing where I just say, we're mates. And if he misbehaves, I say, you don't treat your mate like that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And Fred's obviously still got his dad and that side of the family. And we get on really fine. We go watch Fred play footy. So it's all really nice. And we're all on kind of the same boat with how we want Freddie to be. He's 10 now. All he wants to do is play Fortnite. Do you know what I mean?
Do you play with him?
No, I'm rubbish. I can't do computer games at all. They'd fry my head. So that's what he wants to do. But we're in that boat now where all of us are together, we need to get him to do this, make sure he's doing his schoolwork and stuff. But he's a beautiful little kid. He's a great big brother when he wants to be, when he was not on Fortnite. He's a great big brother. So, and Leo cannot wait to be a brother.
Oh, did you always want a large family?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's a bit late now.
It's just what happens, isn't it?
It's
what happens when you get carried away after a glass of wine. No, you know what it is?
Didn't happen on a plane then?
No, it didn't happen on a plane. I've never done that. I did actually. I wrote a song called Mile High.
Did you?
Yeah, Mile High.
Can you give us a little rendition?
I will at the end.
Okay.
I need to remember the lyrics.
So you just said you're not a member, but you've got a song.
Yeah, I wrote a song as if I was a member.
Oh, we'll come back.
I wouldn't dare do it on a plane. You get arrested, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know.
If you get caught.
We've had other people come on and say they've done all sorts on a plane.
What?
You're one of the few that says you haven't, let me tell you.
I haven't done it. I even get embarrassed about doing a poo on the plane. So I'm like,
That's a whole nother podcast.
have you done it? You animal.
What, a poo on a plane?
No, obviously you've done a poo on a plane. Did a poo earlier. I could smell it when I walked through. Really? People do. I thought that was like a myth, people doing the mile high.
No, of course it's not a myth. It really is a thing.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm quick. It could be over really. Nobody would even know. People would think I'd be blowing my nose in there. But like, I just wouldn't dare do it. And Soph would definitely not do it. We always travel in economy as well. And those toilets are well small. I ain't paying for first class. No way.
Oh, Sophie, the beautiful Sophie. How does she feel about having another boy? Because I did see the gender
Did you see
reveal.
Yeah, I know. She got so much grief for that, bless her.
Why?
Because people's kind of opinion was she's being ungrateful that she's having a baby. But that was never Soph's thing. Like, Soph's the most incredible mum. And I think Soph just set her heart on. She's already got 2 boys and she wanted that little girl to kind of back her up in a way. She's surrounded by boys in that house. And when she didn't get it, it was more of a jokey thing. She said, oh, where are all the girls at and stuff like this. And like, she was always going to be super grateful. Both of us are, that as long as this baby's healthy and happy, that's all that matters at the end of the day. But she kind of wanted that kind of getting the little girl ready for a prom and picking a wedding dress and being there when she had her first child. And obviously she's going to get that with boys, but it's different. And I think a lot of women, actually, I think, but I do think a lot of women, if they'd had 2 boys and then they didn't get a girl, they would feel slight disappointment and maybe disappointment's the wrong word, like a little bit of upsetness. It's like, do you know what I mean though? Like she would have felt a little bit upset that she said, look, we read all these books. She read these books on how to have a girl. She was eating, mate,
really different positions, because
mate, you're laughing. That's honestly, it was to the T. We can have it.
One of those
sex at
books
this
might
time.
have said you could have had it on a plane, and that might have meant you'd had a girl.
Turbulence.
I bet you would have joined the Mile High Club then.
She would have made me. This is the thing. It was like, eat these foods, sex at this time, all this kind of stuff. I can't remember what the book was called. Don't buy it. Don't work. It doesn't work. Either I don't have any female sperm or the book don't work. But I'm buzzing. Like, I was from a family of boys. I had 2 brothers. So I love being a boy dad. Would I have liked a little girl? Probably, yeah. I'd have loved that difference. But as soon as we revealed the cake and it was boy, and we didn't know, I just thought, another boy. I can start a 6-a-side footy team. We can I love the kind of ruggedness of the boys. We wrestle, we fight, we mess around.
You obviously love your boys so much.
Yeah.
How has being a father changed your life?
Oh, honestly, I was probably a bit of a dickhead before I was a dad. Not in a bad way, but I think I was a lot more selfish than I am now. Like, everything that I thought about doing was for me and my own personal gains. And I think a lot of people will probably say, when you are kind of just you and you ain't got kids to worry about, you think about yourself. You think about, if I do this job, I could get here. I could make this money. I could get this. But as soon as Freddie and Leo came along, everything changed. And I just thought, everything I do now is for the kids. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not really bothered about fame or doing this or doing that. I'm just bothered about money. Just give me cash. Because
Show me the money.
just show me the money, because I just want to give them a good life. Like, my mum and dad gave me the best life, and we didn't have much. And they still managed to provide nice holidays and nice things when we wanted it. I remember going to the shop with my dad, and every time we walked in a shop, I always needed something. I needed a chocolate bar or a magazine.
Yeah.
That's Leo now. And I can't say no to him, because I used to do it. Do you know what I mean? And maybe they are a bit spoiled, but I just want to spoil them. I just love them so much. And I can't wait to have another little boy to add to that and to see the difference in personalities, because Leo and Freddie are so different.
Yeah.
So Leo and whatever we call this one's going to be so different. Do you know what I mean? And it has changed my life. It has. And I always wanted to be a dad. I've always loved kids. I met your lad, and I just like kind of being a dad and just guiding them in the right way, hopefully in the right way.
Do you travel much as a family?
Right, so this is the bane of my life.
Oh.
Because Soph will be on holiday looking at other holidays. Like Soph would go on a holiday every week for the rest of eternity.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Some of us like to go on holiday every other week.
Some of us do. And don't get me wrong, I love a good holiday. But when I grew up, it was one holiday a year. It was kind of like a treat. It wasn't always abroad. It was Cornwall, here, there, everywhere. So when I go on like 2, 3, 4 holidays, I start thinking, I'm getting a bit lazy. Like maybe I shouldn't be going on so many holidays. I need to concentrate on work. This is money. But then Soph kind of like brings me back down to earth, and she's like, "You've got to enjoy your life while you're here." And I do agree.
Memories.
Like make the memories while you can, and like if your money runs out, you make money again. Do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know Jeff Brazier? He's
the fly,
swatting
you got me.
Jeff Brazier was one of our guests in the Mile Fly Club, and he mentioned a book that is called Die With Nothing. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that's the title of it. And yeah, so we should spend all our money.
That. Yeah, I think
and travel and explore and make memories.
We should, but I think sometimes there's that kind of that little voice in your head saying, "Oh, you're going on holiday again?" And it's probably it's probably a bit of social media.
I don't have that voice in my head. I'm like, yeah, I'm
Do you
going
know
on holiday again.
It's probably a bit of social media judgment as well, because you go on loads of holidays and you're lucky enough to do that. You do. I feel a bit bad sometimes, like, oh God, I'm going away again. Like people might think that I'm not working or I'm not doing anything. Like all I do is go on holiday.
I'm guessing, what do you not post about when you're on holiday? Because you don't want people to be judgmental of you.
I do post, but like I think me and Soph kind of a lot of times she'll be like, should we go away in the school holidays again? And I'm like, we've already been away twice. Do we need to go away again? Like it's just my own kind of head going, do we need another holiday? But then I'm like, yeah, so maybe we...
Travel's fab though, like, especially with the kids. When you travel with the boys, is there a particular thing you would look for in a holiday as opposed to going somewhere with Sophie?
Well, I'm one of those psychopaths that needs a gym. Like, I still go to the gym.
I would call that being a psychopath.
No, people always go, you're going to the gym on holiday? Like, what a loser. I'm like, no, because I need that. Like, I need that for my own brain. I need to know that there's a gym and it gives me an hour just to, like, detox myself. But we just look, for the kid, like, the holidays aren't really holidays anymore either, are they, when you've got kids? It's basically just going to another country, being at home, if you know what I mean.
I disagree with that, actually. Yeah. It's really interesting, the mindset some people have once you've got kids, it's not really a holiday anymore. It's a different type of holiday.
It's a different holiday.
But for me, like, I've travelled with my two since they were 3 weeks old. So I know no different now, like, to travelling with them. And it's just a different experience. And I love them being with me on my travels and the memories that we create. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been times when I'm like, oh my word, did that just happen?
Yeah.
But it's a story to tell.
No, it is. And like, don't get me wrong, taking the kids away, I absolutely love it. And just to see how happy they are in the pool. And Leo can swim. He's like 3 and he like literally swims with like his armbands. And it's learning, it's teaching them life skills.
Trying different foods, speaking different languages.
Foods, yeah, I guess. There is so many positive things to look at, but I think sometimes I just get stuck in my own head of you're going on another 2-week holiday when you could be trying to get work. I don't know. Maybe I'm just raised strange. Maybe I'll have a word with my mum.
I don't think you're raised strange. I think you've obviously got a very good work ethic. And aside of your TV work, obviously social media is a big element of your job, and you do very much put your life out there. You've got a beautiful family, beautiful wife, beautiful boys, but when Leo was born, you really got some awful online trolling.
Yeah, a bit weird.
How did you actually, I mean, it just blows my mind.
I don't really, I tried to blank it out now because it was so long ago, but it was quite strange. You
blank it out, how, you know, bearing in mind you're having another baby, another little boy on the way, has it made you
I think we'll protect him a little bit more in a way that we probably won't post him so early, probably won't post photos of him so early. I think we'll keep his face offline for a little while. But don't you think it's just disgusting how people feel you shouldn't have to do that, should you, at the end of the day? Like, I'm super proud of my family and I want to show them off, and that's why that's what social media is about, right? It's about showing the things that you love and doing things that you love. Like, my social media is just family, messing around, a bit of gym, and just that kind of stuff. And that's what I enjoy. So when you do get kind of trolled or whatever you want to call it nowadays for having a baby is a bit strange, and like it obviously
I think
upset me and
trolled,
Soph.
full stop, is just not acceptable.
It's not right, but look, we are in a very privileged position to do what we do and live how we live and get these amazing jobs. If you are putting yourself out there on social media or the TV, you don't expect to be trolled, but I expect opinions, and that's fine. People can have opinions, but it's the way you kind of express those opinions.
Absolutely. Do you think sometimes if people don't have something nice to say, it's best they just keep it to themselves?
Well, I do. I don't agree with a lot of shit that I see, but I wouldn't go tell someone. Like, I often scroll through and go, bullshit, don't like that. But I wouldn't go to their page. I'd just keep scrolling. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't know what the reason for them posting that, doing that. You don't know anything like about anyone's life, really. But yeah, it was a strange kind of few months. He was really little when he was born, Leo. Like, look at him now; he's a little model. But he's so funny. Honestly, he's the funniest kid.
You posted something on your social media a couple of days ago, like pulling all silly faces, and it was just hilarious.
He loves that. We've done that since really young, the Snapchat filters, and he loves the filters. But yeah, we got some bad stuff, but I kind of try and forget about it now. Like, some of the things were quite disgusting, telling us, like, I had one saying that you should drown your baby and stuff like this. Like, and it's just, look, hurt people. And that's how I try and kind of fathom and try and like gauge it. Hurt people. And you just got to kind of brush it off. And at the time, it did really affect me. Even thinking back about it, it does upset me a little bit. I've got used to being trolled myself. I've got used to people saying, bloody hell, he's doing another reality show. Even I fucking think that. I think, God, you're doing another one. Like, but you're not going to turn down opportunities. Like, I'm like we say, we get one life. Take every opportunity that you get and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to turn down opportunities. But I got used to me being trolled about me teeth. Or it's when you do a show and people go, who? It's like, who cares? Like, just enjoy the show. Just if you're going to watch it, just watch it. Who cares? Like, I just done MasterChef, and that was the thing. None of these are celebrities. It's like,
what advice would you give to anyone then that was...
Don't do it.
What, don't do a reality show?
Don't do it. Don't do TV.
But it's not just TV, is it? It's like putting your... It's so accessible, social media.
Yeah.
Anyone can put themselves out there. So what would you say?
Just enjoy it and take it with a pinch of salt. Like, not everyone's going to agree with you. Not everyone's going to like what you put out. As long as you know in yourself that what you're doing is you're a decent person, then that's all you can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate social media. I appreciate any kind of chances I get on TV shows or whatever. I appreciate that. Would I have, looking back on it, would I have not gone on the X Factor by thinking when I had Leo, people would troll him? I don't know.
Yeah, I want to come back actually and talk to you about where it all began for you in a minute. But before we get there, I just want to talk a bit about mental health and that you were diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah, so...
What made you seek out a diagnosis?
So basically, I kind of diagnosed myself. I did one of those really rubbish online things and it said I had ADHD, so I just assumed I had. And then... What made you want to go and do that test then? I just think the way I think sometimes, and I put a lot of things down to anxiety and stuff like that. And I just wanted to know why my brain works in the way it works. Like, say for example, when I trained for my fight, like
my
MMA fight, I am either all or nothing. If I like something, throw me in, I will train every single day. My focus will be 100% on that. If I don't like something, I can't take to it. And I've always been like that. And look, I hate opening my post. It gives me the most anxiety ever. It's just such a weird thing that I've always had. Like, I don't like opening my post. Why? What are you expecting to get in the post that you... Fines, probably. No, I just don't like opening my post. I put it off. And I put everything off to the last minute. Like... anything that gives me kind of anxiety, my missus will tell you, like, sometimes if I owe her money... Is that why it took you ages to say yes to coming on this podcast? Yeah, it was. No, did you not see how bad my organisation is? Like, sorry. But yeah, so I just thought, like, when more people were talking about it, do you know what I mean? And you had these figures coming out, Sam Thompson, Nadia from Loose Women, they're all talking about it. I was like, actually, maybe what I did wasn't the correct way to get diagnosed. I want to do a proper diagnosis so I actually know. And I haven't done anything with it. I'm not on medication or anything as of yet. Whether I do decide to do that in the future, who knows? But I just think I wanted to do it for my own kind of, just to know why I am like I am sometimes.
And if anyone thought that they might have ADHD, then what advice would you give to them?
I just think I think ADHD has quite a bad rep, because when we was at school, ADHD, people always thought ADHD were the naughty kids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but come on, we are all a little bit naughty.
We are all a bit
I
naughty.
think I've got ADHD, by the way. I say
Do
we
you?
have. Well, my brain flits from this to that. So
Yeah.
I'm literally...
I was going to be a DJ last week. I bought a DJ decks. I bought DJ decks, set them up. I was like, this is my next thing. I want to be a DJ.
Well,
for
do it
4
then.
days straight,
Who's to say
I
you
was in
can't?
there for 8 hours DJing. I haven't touched them now. They've got dust all over them. I thought, should I just sell them now? Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to use them again.
But you should.
But that's how my brain
Yeah, so
brain works.
I'm very much someone, sometimes I start something and then I'm like, oh, now I want to do that. But I still come back to what I was doing.
But I always go back to the same things. And I think this is like, I'd said I had ADHD before I got the initial diagnosis, because people had said, you've got ADHD. I did the rubbishy online thing, said, yeah, you've got ADHD. It's like, do you know those quizzes that you do? That's what I did. I was like, oh, this is
So you'd say-
this is definitely legit. Do you know what I mean? But then, yeah, I wanted to actually find out, because I do flip from one thing to the other. I am an absolute nightmare with timings. Like, I hate being late. It can be the opposite, really, for ADHD. Usually you are late, but I'm the opposite. I hate being late. And if I'm going to be late, it fills me with dread, like really bad dread. Yeah. So I just wanted to get checked, and I'm glad I did. Like, and I'd just say to people, if like you think you have got it, or if you think somebody's got it, look,
It's not a bad thing. You can.
it's not a bad
There's so
thing.
many
Like,
things that can really
look at all
positive-
these amazing people that have been
Entrepreneurs.
diagnosed, and they've
Yeah.
got it, and you've just got to find what you love and use it in a positive way. Do you know what I mean?
You're a big mental health campaigner.
Yeah, I try,
What
yeah.
made you passionate about that?
I think going through the loss of my dad and my brother, that's what kind of made me get more into the Look, I never kind of thought I suffered with mental health until losing them.
Can you talk to me a bit about your dad?
Yeah, so I lost my dad at 20. It's mad to think it's 16 years ago now. It's crazy. But yeah, I was 20 years old, and he was diagnosed with myeloma, which is like a bone marrow cancer. And he had it for 6 years, and then he passed when I was 20. And then a couple of years later, my little brother got diagnosed with osteosarcoma. And that's why I work a lot with Sarcoma UK now.
What's osteosis?
Osteosarcoma it's the third most common cancer in children. It affects children from, I'm going to have to get this right, I'm sure it's 16 to 19. Don't quote me on that. But it affects children, and it's basically soft tissue and bone cancer. So when Oliver got it, he got osteosarcoma, which is usually on your kneecap. And he got that at 16.
How did he get the diagnosis for that?
So he was quite sporty like I am, and we were playing on the trampoline, actually, weird enough, at my mum's house. And he just kept saying his knee hurt. He just kept saying, I've done something to my knee. And I was like, did you do it at footy or whatever? He's like, yeah, I think maybe I twisted it playing football. And we just kind of kept playing, and then a few more days went. I remember we went away actually on holiday, and I was doing sprints on the road. We was in Florida with my mum. She said Florida, right? It definitely wasn't Florida. We was in the sticks. There was like, we were like 8 hours away from Florida. I'm sure it was. But I was doing sprints, and I'm like to my little brother, come do some running with me, because we both loved. He's like, I can't, my knee's hurting. And then he went to physios. They just said it was ligaments, blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, my mum was like, something's wrong. Like, we need a biopsy. His knee was getting quite swollen. And they gave him a biopsy, and they said, yeah, it was osteosarcoma. So
And
he kind of
how
battled for that for
soon
3
after?
years.
So 3 years after the diagnosis.
Yeah, he battled with it. He had his leg removed. So basically they cut his leg from his hip bone to his ankle bone. So his foot was his and his hip was his. But they replaced it with a full titanium knee. With hope that would kind of get rid of the tumour and he'd be all right. Unfortunately, it had spread. He was in remission for like, I want to say like 2 weeks. And then the next time he had a scan, my mum just said the scan on the thing just lit up like a Christmas tree, and he had tumours in his lungs. He had half his lung out. Then he had one on his spine, a tumour on his neck. And eventually, like, there was too many tumours to kind of fight off. He lost the use of his legs. So I was kind of living at his house quite a lot, trying to get his legs moving again. And I think he just gave up in the end. Like, he was a young lad, you know what I mean? Like, he never should have to go through something like that. But unfortunately, so many families do. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved with sarcoma, because I'd never heard of sarcoma until Ollie got diagnosed. A lot of people still haven't heard of sarcoma or any types of sarcoma. So I wanted to get involved with them, but also the mental health side of stuff, like just opening up and talking. Like, I class myself as a man. If you can say that nowadays, you can't say that anymore. But I am. I like sport. I like this. I like that. But also, like, I'm very in touch with my emotions. My dad always taught me that that's absolutely fine to be in touch with your emotions, to open up, to talk. There's no such thing as a man's man. There isn't. Like, it doesn't make you strong by not opening up. It doesn't make you strong by not talking about your feelings or going to get a checkup if you feel like something's wrong. So yeah, that's why I wanted to get involved in any kind of mental health stuff, because it did affect me losing them both.
I know. I mean, like the fact that you lost both your dad and your brother so close together.
Yeah, it was tough, and it was, my mum and dad weren't together at the time, but my mum and dad were still really close, so it was really tough on my mum as well. And like, what do you do when you're in your 20s and you've lost your dad, but then you lose your little brother? And I wanted to be strong for my mum, and my older brother kind of had like his family, and I was still at home, and it was like I was trying to be strong for everyone else, and it probably affected me a little bit more than I really ever knew until a few years later.
So do you think you really dealt with that grief?
I think I have now. The fact that I'm not crying while I'm talking about it now tells me I'm getting better at talking about it. But I'll never not talk about my dad and my brother, because they were everything to me. Do you know what I mean? And me talking about it, someone at home listening to this might just go, oh, I've got a bit of a lump, or I've got this, maybe I should go for a checkup. And you never know how opening up and talking about it. So I do go on about it a lot, but I've got a reason to.
Do you wish they could see just what a success you've made of your life?
No.
And that you're campaigning for
I'm
them.
so glad that they're not here. They can't see me absolutely shocking on X Factor. My little brother used to take the mick out of me all the time for singing. He's like, "You're such an attention seeker. Just put your guitar away." Like,
You got your guitar out when we came in, and we had
I
a little
didn't know I'd be
sing song.
surrounded by guitars, but like, I think they'd be super proud. I hope they would. Like, Oliver always knew that I wanted to do something like I do now, like be on stage. And
What were you doing then before you got into TV?
what wasn't I doing? Fucking hell. So I worked at McDonald's. I was a bricklayer. I played football in Australia for a couple of years. I was a lifeguard. I worked at Top Man. I cleaned toilets at this oil rig place with my mate through a company. We were there. We just used to hide in the locker rooms and play games on our phones. But I'd just done every job, and I guess I kind of was a little bit, not the failure in my family, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. But my mum and my dad, when he was alive, were so supportive. They're like, look, whatever you want to do, you'll find your way. You'll find what you want to do. And then, yeah, my mum told me to go on X Factor. But that's so funny, isn't it? Like, I was singing and playing the guitar, and instead of my mum being like, write some songs, you might get signed, it was like, just go on X Factor. That was the thing to do, wasn't it? Like, you want to be a musician? Go on X Factor.
Where was that? 2012? You first went on in X
when I
Factor.
first went on, yeah.
And you were kind of like hoisted out of the judges' houses by Rylan, right?
Yeah, Rylan did me over, yeah.
What? Did he?
Look,
He did you over, Rylan.
I'm glad, because look at him. Like, I love Rylan. He's done so well in his career. He doesn't sing anymore, a bit like me. So
you still speak to him?
Probably shouldn't. Yeah, I saw him the other night, actually. We probably shouldn't have gone on X Factor, because neither of us even used it in the end. I did want to be a singer. That was my thing. But
well, you went back, didn't you, in 2000?
So I lost my little brother, and then I went back after that. So Oliver passed, and then in 2014, I thought, you know what? I'm going to have another crack at it. And I went back. But I kind of, in 2012, I remember phoning my mum at boot camp, And there was
Where was boot camp that year? Where'd you go?
boot camp was just in London, but Judges' Houses that year, I was with Nicole Scherzinger in Dubai, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know, I filmed at one of the judges' houses on Place and
They're
Sun.
never houses, they're always hotels.
Well, I went to a luxury house in
You weren't
Marbella.
they were rented, Airbnb.
Oh, yeah, it was a rented
Was
house.
it?
It wasn't
Yeah.
really theirs.
Yeah, they
but we
always
still
say
filmed
Judges-
there and
yeah,
it was bloody
great,
lovely.
Yeah, they are nice. We did hotels in Dubai and in Mexico when I went back in 2014.
Did
But
you
in-
just go for the holidays? Is that why you went?
Yeah.
You
If
were
it
like,
was still running
I'm
now,
gonna
I'd be on 9th series. Night Jake's back again, redemption story. But in 2012, I remember ringing my mum and I was sat in like the corridor at boot camp and this guy was singing. And I phoned my mum and I said, Mum, I may as well come home now. She went, why? I was like, there's this guy here and I've never heard anything like it. And he went on to win that year, James Arthur. So he was singing in the
yeah,
corridor.
He's brilliant, James.
And I was like, this kid is unbelievable. And I said to my mum, there's literally no point of me being here. She's like, why? I was like, because he's got the best voice I've ever heard. And I said, I can't compete with that. I'd only been singing a few years in the bathroom at my house. I'd done like 2 gigs, do you know what I mean? But then I went away and I did a few more gigs and I went back in 2014 and I managed to get to the live shows. Didn't last long, but I got there at least.
Didn't I thought you did pretty well in the last
Nah, week 3 I went out.
You still made it though.
I still made it.
You still made it.
There was 16 put through to the live shows that year.
Well, you still made it. Look, there's a bit of controversy actually
Go
over the X Factor and how people that took part were treated. Were you treated okay? Clearly, you got taken to Dubai
Mate,
and
do you
Mexico.
know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I think the person I am would always speak out about anything that I wasn't happy about. I never saw anything and I was never treated really in a bad way. And I just kind of just did what I had to do. But I wasn't in it long enough, I don't think. Like, I imagine it gets very intense, the live shows, the longer you're in and the more work you're doing. Like, I went out week 3. I only had to learn 3 songs and I learned all of them pretty badly. That's why I'm not in the charts nowadays. But yeah, I never kind of saw anything, if I'm honest.
It did launch you though, because you've obviously
mad.
gone from strength to strength
Yeah.
since then.
I don't know, I'm dropping off a bit now.
Look, reality shows.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with a reality show.
Yeah.
You've been in the jungle.
Jungle, I did that same year that I came out. So I got voted off and then I went in the jungle like a month later.
Wow.
Yeah, that was mad as well.
Tell me about that.
So, yeah, so I got voted off the night.
But you were runner-up in it.
Yeah, I was runner-up. Gutted I didn't win it. So I got voted out of the X Factor and my management were there. And I think some I'm a Celeb bookers were there just watching. And my management at the time spoke to them. And then I went home and I was kind of sat just on my sofa at home thinking, right, so I'm probably going to go back to the building site, be a brickie. And then my manager phoned and said, you've got a meeting with I'm a Celeb. And I was like, what, to be a runner or to make tea or what? And they was like, no, you've got an interview to get in. They're looking for a latecomer. You fit the bill. They want a young lad, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, right, sweet. So I went into London, went for this interview, met these executive producers and all that balls. And it was really fun. Like, it was my first experience of that. Obviously, I'd never done anything like that before because I'd just come off the X Factor, which was just a singing competition. So I sat in front of these people. Why should you go in the jungle? Fuck knows. I don't know why I should. Just because you're going to pay me. I'll do anything for cash. So I went. So yeah, I did the interview, and then like about a week later, my management phoned me, and they said, "Oh, got some bad news, mate." And I was like, "Look, it's fine. I know that I'm not stupid. I didn't think I'd make it in the jungle. Like, I'm not a big enough name to make it in the jungle." He was like, "No, I've got some bad news. You need to pack. You're going to be flying out in like 2 days." So I was like, shit, I'm going to be going. And I remember flying out there and I remember my first night, we was away from the camp.
Did you fly business?
No. No.
Well, you weren't paying for it, so I'm hoping they put you
My
in a
mum
decent-
flew business. When she
You gave
came
her-
out, I
you
think...
gave her the seat. in
No,
business.
did I hell? If there was one seat, I'm in business, my mum's in economy, nowhere. But yeah, I flew out. I remember being away from the camp with Edwina, because me and Edwina went in there late. And we was in this other kind of camp under a tent, and there was a huntsman spider on the roof here. And I just felt so out of my comfort zone. And I was literally laid in bed, like I couldn't get to sleep on this hard bed. And I was thinking, have I made the right decision here? It's like, I was just, shall I leave? Like I was really like that. Like,
Was that your first time in Australia?
no, because I lived in Australia.
You've been playing
so I've been
football
playing
there.
football, yeah. So I lived in
course.
Australia. I lived in Melbourne for a couple of years.
So you must have been quite excited about going.
I was excited about going, but it was just like a whole new thing. It was like, I'm going to be on TV in front of millions of people.
But you had
Nobody
been on TV
really-
in front of millions of people.
Only if you watch the X Factor.
Yeah,
So
but
this
only
is
if you
what
watch
kind
The
of
Jungle, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I'm a bit of an overthinker, and I was just overthinking everything. As soon as I got into the actual camp and I met everyone, I was like, this is wicked. Like, what an amazing experience. And I used to watch The Jungle with my dad. So that's the one show that I
quite
wish that my
nostalgic.
dad got to watch me on, because he would have loved it. And that was the thought I had in my head every time I did a trial. Like, your dad's watching you. Don't give up. And I say that to Leo now. Like, when he's trying to do something, I just say, don't give up. Like, just keep going. If you don't get it, it's fine. Just keep going.
You went from The Jungle
Like,
the Dancing on Ice.
How long we got for these reality shows? What?
Dancing on Ice.
Dancing on Ice.
Did you win
Finally
that
won one. Finally won that one.
Yeah, I was runner-up. So
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what it feels like.
still got to do the bolero though.
Is that what you got your bolero
Yeah, I've got
outfit
my
on
bolero
now? I love
outfit
that.
on now. Yeah, there you go.
What an experience. But
Yeah.
again, like, look, I usually go on shows. The Jungle, a little bit different, because it's like a personality contest, isn't it? The Jungle.
Yeah.
But any kind of show that's sporting related or SAS Who
You learn
Dares
the skill.
Wins.
Yeah, you did that as well. Didn't
Like,
you?
when I do these shows, I always go in and think,
What
you
am I
can
gonna
win.
learn?
What can I learn? And you can win. If you want to, you can win. Like, anyone can win. If you are dedicated and you train the hardest, you might not be the most talented, but if you put more hours in on the ice, you can get good and you can win. And that's how I went into that show, and I loved it, and I won. And I taught myself
So what
that
you're
if you
saying is
did,
because I didn't put enough training
you didn't
in, I was
obviously train
runner-up.
hard enough. Yeah.
thanks.
Who won your year?
Sam Atwater.
He was good though.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Not
thanks.
saying you're not, but he
I'm
was
not
good.
now. I
He
can't do
was
any of
good.
those moves.
I haven't been on in ages.
Do you think that the producers of these shows like put people in that they think there's going to be a chance of romance, or they pair you up with your partners because there's a chance of that?
I mean, you look at Strictly every year, there's always that talk
You haven't
in the
done that one
press.
yet.
I haven't done that one, I haven't been asked. There's always that.
Sounds like you would want to.
Of course I would, like, again, 100%. But there's always that talk in there, oh, they're getting close. But like, when I did it, we was just so involved in learning and winning. And Vanessa, my partner, was great. But I saw her like a little sister, but she was like, she had the exact same mindset that I had. We wanted to win that show. We wanted to learn. So I don't know if producers put you in there because they think at the end of the day, people read the press, no matter or not if it's real or fake. Like, we've been in this industry. Most of the things you read are total bollocks, but there is some truth in stories, obviously.
Apparently when I was doing it, Kerry Katona and I stole all the fake tan and made all the alarms go off.
Well,
in
I
the
can
Duck
see
Night
that.
studio.
I can see that.
Yeah, this tan's real, let me tell you.
I can see that.
No, that.
But this is the thing. All these little stories come out, and it makes people tune in, doesn't it? It makes people tune in. But there wasn't anything like that on my series of Dancing on Ice.
What about in SAS Who Dares Wins? I mean, that's
Loved that.
brutal.
Loved
What's
it.
the toughest part of that show?
Leaving with injury. I had to leave with injury. So, honestly, hands down, my favourite show I've ever done.
Was it? What sort of things happen that the audience don't see then?
So it's just intense 24 hours. Like, obviously, it's a TV show and you're getting filmed, but even when you're not filming a proper challenge, you know, like the main ones, so you might be abseiling down this, or you've got to walk over this thing, or you've got to carry your bags 10K. They're the ones that you know that are going to get shown on TV, right? They're the trials, the challenges. But then when they're over, you think, right, I'll have a brew now and I'll go back to thing. No. You're getting outside, you're doing 1,000 press-ups, you're doing pull-ups, you stood there in the pissing down rain and like...
Where was your series?
Scotland.
Oh, man.
COVID. It was COVID times, so there was no one really flying. So we had to go in a bubble before, we was in a hotel bubble, we had to get tested all the time, and then we went into Scotland.
Do you know what? Scotland is beautiful. Absolutely
beautiful.
stunning.
Freezing though.
Yeah, cold. But I mean, obviously they do that show in some pretty, amazing destinations. I think New Zealand, they've done it, haven't they?
Look, I'm quite glad it was Scotland.
And also, I think you joke about doing these reality TV shows, but think about in COVID the amount of people that weren't able to work, and you were taking
100%.
part in
100%. I was
an
so
iconic
grateful.
show.
So grateful. Like, lockdown was hard for so many people. Like, so the fact that I got that call and said, "Do you want to do SAS during it?" One, it got me out of the house, which is like, I think a lot of people had cabin fever, didn't they? They were stuck in the houses. But yeah, I was so lucky to do it. And it was always a show that I wanted to do because I wanted to test myself. Like, I think a lot of people look at the outer shell of a person a lot of the time. I think probably with me doing the shows I've done and stuff, like my main thing was guys probably never really respected me. Like, they thought, oh, he's just some pretty boy who's a bit of a wuss, and like he's a bit of a wimp. He won't get stuck in, blah blah blah. So as soon as that show got offered to me, I was like, I know what I'm like as a person. I know how competitive I am, hardworking I would be in those situations. So I just went in there with that mindset of, I will be at the top in every challenge. I will win every challenge, and I will pass this test. Like, I will get through to the end. When I got injured and I had to leave, I was devastated. Like, it really, really, really messed with my head because I was so devastated. One, I was enjoying it. I felt we was on like the Lake District retreat. Like, I was on a retreat. I honestly did. Like, people were like knackered in bed at the end of the day. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, what's
That's your
tomorrow?
ADHD.
Yeah. And I was like, what's tomorrow? Like, let's do another challenge. I just absolutely loved it. Don't get me wrong. It was horrible. It was hard. It was cold. It was wet. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed testing myself mentally. And that was the thing that I wanted to test the most, was my mind, because my mind hadn't always been strong with the loss of
I think you
lads.
don't give yourself enough credit for all these things. What you've been through, the loss of your dad, your brother, the online trolling, like, it's phenomenal. It really is. Like, you are far stronger than you realise. And actually sitting here and hearing you say, oh, like, blokes wouldn't think, oh, you're tough. You bloody signed up to an MMA fight. That's what you were doing when I last saw you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I saw you at the NTAs. But you were training for an MMA fight. I mean, what's that about?
Again, I think I just always want to try and prove myself to people.
Who are you trying to prove?
Because I'll probably start crying. I don't know. Maybe my dad. Maybe my dad. I know he's not here, but like, my dad was a boxer. I never did any of that stuff. So I played football. So I think everything that I do is kind of, I guess I want that acceptance. I know I can't get it because my dad's not here anymore, but I want that acceptance to say, you are strong. Do you know what I mean? In a weird way. Don't. I haven't cried for ages. Don't do this. But yeah, that's like, again, why I signed up for that. I just wanted to test myself. I had to lose so much weight. I weighed 77 kilograms at the weigh-in, which I think I lost all in all about 20 kilograms. And then had the fight, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I loved it. Wow. I say the best thing I've ever done a lot. I'm like, yes, the best thing I've ever done.
But all of these experiences.
Yeah,
honestly,
and it's just,
like, what? I mean, what does it even entail? Like,
just fighting
beating each other up.
Yeah, just fighting. And I've never really had a fight in my life. Only at gyms, obviously, like where you can have a fight. I'd never fight in the street.
What? You can have a fight in gyms?
Well, you spar, don't you? You have like...
Not in my gym, maybe in a boxing
not,
ring
yeah,
at the
that,
gym, I don't just
we call that
get
the
off
gym.
that
I'm not just going
machine.
down David Lloyd and just battering someone. Like, we're actually at a fighting gym. But yeah, there was like, again, that was intense, like training. And then my coach would be like, right, sparring tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, get here. When you get in, the other guy will be here. Don't talk to each other. You're going to have 3 5-minute rounds. You're trying to take each other's heads off. And then at the end, you shake hands and you have a laugh. And it was really strange because when I go in, I want to go, hey, mate, you all right? Like, nice to meet you. But I had to go in and pretend I was like this deadpan psychopath when really I was shitting my pants. I was so scared. But I'd got through that. And then that gave me the confidence. All right, so you sparred that guy. You got through that. You're still here. You're bleeding a little bit. You've got a sore leg. But yeah, and it was just preparation, like preparing myself properly.
That's like food prep. Well, I mean, you are in incredible shape.
I love the gym. I love the gym.
Hot bod.
Thank you. I do
You
like
and
working
Sophie are
out.
like hot couple.
Yeah, she's amazing, that girl. Like, she's pregnant and she still looks great. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's at the gym today when I was, and she's doing a class, and I'm like, just allow yourself to be tired and just relax. And she won't. She just loves it. But I just love that the gym has always been my release ever since I was young. Like, from playing football, I remember growing up and watching my dad in the gym. Leo actually said the other night, God, this is going to make me emotional as well. So Soph said to Leo, what do you want to be when you're older? No, it is. But this is like, yeah, I am. I cry at the Notebook every time I watch it. I'm not even joking. But Soph said to Leo, what do you want to be when you're older? And he said, Daddy. And he said, Daddy, because I want to go to the gym with him. And I was like, that was me watching my dad in the gym. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, kids learn by watching, don't they? And I did. And I've always been into working out and keeping fit. It used to be, again, so I could post topless photos on Instagram. But now it's not so much that. It's more mental for me now. Like, if I don't go to the gym, I feel a little bit lazy. I feel like I've got too much energy. So it helps me in a lot of ways that way.
Well, what travel plans have you got coming up then before the
Fucking
baby's
hell, how
born?
long you got?
Good.
No, so we're going to go back to the Bahamas for my 40th. So I've got 4 years to prepare that. We did the Bahamas last year.
Never been.
I think last year. So good. The best holiday. The kids adored it. We
What was
loved
great about it?
It was just so relaxed and so chilled out. We swam with sharks. Wow. We went to this beach and there was just stingrays swimming around, and Leo's like touching the stingrays and everything. It was just incredible. Like, the best holiday. We all loved it. So we've said for my 40th, we're going to go back and celebrate out there again. But we just done a beefer.
With the kids?
We took Leo. Yeah. Freddie was with his dad. So we took Leo just a chill holiday. What have we got coming up?
Well, are you doing any more challenges?
I've got the Yukon 1000 in July. Wow. So I've just been accepted for this. So me and my cousin was in the Royal Marines, and we grew up together. He's more like a brother, if I'm honest. And he lives in the Lake District now, so I don't see him that much. We still talk all the time, and he always messages me when I'm doing these challenges, and he's always said we should do one together. So he messaged me, it must have been like midnight one night, and he said, Yukon 1000, ? And I'd heard of it because Ashley Kane did it. And I remember watching his build up to it, and it looked brutal. So I just put, yeah, let's go. And he was like, and
so
he
you signed yourself
yeah,
up to what?
and he said to me, he was like, you're the only person stupid enough to not question it and just say yeah. So I was. So we've signed up. We're going to be kayaking from Canada to the Alaska, I think it is. It's a 1,000-mile race. 30 teams get entered into it.
And of course you'll want to win.
Of course we want to win. We've already spoke about this. This is like, we don't do anything if you don't try. As long as you try. If we don't win and we both put in 100%, then that's all that matters. But he knows I will. Sorry, that was my phone. He knows I will put in 100%. I know he will. He's an incredible guy anyway. He's really fit. He was in the Marines. He fought for us. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to raise money for sarcoma, and he's going to raise money for vets. And yeah, it's going to be intense. It's a 1,000-mile race. It takes from anywhere between 6 to 8 days. You're kayaking for 17, 18 hours a day straight. You've got to GPS it all because you are just on your own. You've got all your kit, your tents, your bear spray because there's a lot of bears out there. Yeah, I watched some videos from last year and people are just videoing grizzly bears on the side of the river. Since I said I was going to do it, I've had a dream every night that I've been eaten by a bear. Not even lying. So I bought a rubber kayak and I've been training in that. And
Where have you been training in
just
that?
Just in Dedham River. Honestly, right?
At least you didn't say in your garden.
Yeah,
just sat in your garden and you blow up.
Honestly, 10 minutes in, I FaceTimed my cousin. I went, mate, my shoulders are burning. I was like, I've only been doing 10 minutes. And then after I think I did about 2.5 hours, on the way back, because it's like there and back, it's like, I don't know how many miles it was. But on the way back, I was thinking, God, this is heavy. And because I'm in this like rubber dinghy kind of thing, and it's really shallow, this river, pond, whatever you want to call it, I looked behind and I had like a mile of reeds.
Pondweed.
Yeah. I was dragging it for about 2 miles. It was so heavy. I was like, Christ. So we're going to have to up our training, actually. I've just got a proper kayak So I'm going to go down to the lakes this weekend and we're going to do some proper training and get into it. But yeah,
where can people find out more then if they want to like?
I'll be posting about it soon on my socials and that. We've only just been accepted, which we're both buzzing to get accepted. So when it really ramps up, we're going to be posting about it. Obviously, we want to earn money for charity as well. It's just a race, but if you're going to do something like that, you may as well get people to sponsor it and earn some cash and try and win it. And if we don't win it, it's fine. Like, we're not kayakers, that's the thing. Like, he does high rocks and I just go and lift weights at the gym. And now we're in a kayak race against probably professional kayak racers.
There's nothing you can't do if
exactly.
You don't, if you take mind to it.
We're going to put our mind to it. I think the hardest thing about it will be mental. Like, it will be the mental exhaustion. People start hallucinating. Obviously, after 18 hours a day, you've got to then set your camp up. You've got to cook your own food. You've got to make sure your food's away from the tent because you don't want bears to attack. There's a lot in it. So after 3 or 4 days of that, and then you're getting more and more tired, then that's when I can't wait for, because that's when this clicks in and you have to rely on your brain not giving up. Your brain will always give up before your body. That's like one thing that I've always learned. Like, you can be running and you think your legs are hurting, but it's your brain telling you your legs are hurting. So your brain will always give in. So if you can keep this strong, we'll finish it. And we will finish it. I know we will.
I can't wait to see that, Jake. You have been absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So
Thanks
much
for having me.
You might not be a member of the Mile High
No,
Club.
I'm not.
But you are a member of the Mile Fly Club.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Mile Fly Club. Thanks so much for travelling with me on this episode. For more content like this, please click the subscribe button. And for the full podcast interview, check out the Mile Fly Club on all major audio streaming platforms. See you next week.